Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So, in this video here, what I want to show you is how to harvest bachelor's button seeds. Now, bachelor's buttons are also known as cornflowers, and you can see what bachelor's buttons look like. I did do a video for how to grow bachelor's buttons, and it is on my channel. But this is one of the seed pods here that opened up. And when the blossoms are spent, they look like this. They start kind of fading and losing their colors, and then they kind of go to this stage here, and then they start looking like this one here. This one here is just starting to open, and then they open and the seeds are in here. So you can just kind of take your nail sort of, or your thumb, and just pull the seeds out. And this is what bachelor's button seeds look like here. And then what you want to do is you want to look at the seeds and make sure that you didn't happen to get any bugs or any worms or anything like that in with the seeds. And then you can store these. Now, I like to store my seeds in envelopes. And I do label them because you will get them mixed up. And then I take my envelopes and I put them in Ziploc bags and I store them in the refrigerator. And I always make sure that my Ziploc bags are closed. And then I have them to plant for next season. Now, by storing my seeds in the refrigerator, it will give them a longer shelf life. It will give the seeds a longer shelf life. And it will also kind of give the seeds a chill down so that when I plant them out, they'll actually germinate faster for me. Now, if you don't want to store your seeds in the refrigerator, you can store them in a cool, dark, dry place like a closet or your basement or something like that. You just want to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of humidity in it, because humidity and sunlight can reduce the germination and the lifespan of your seeds. So it is something you do want to watch out for. So you can see this one down here is actually, hold on a moment here, is actually pushing the seeds out of the seed pod. And sometimes they do that. Now, bachelor's buttons will readily reseed themselves, and they should, providing that nothing eats them over the winter time, they should reseed themselves and come up the next year. Now, sometimes what happens is if they go to seed too early, they'll actually start germinating the same year, and it will give you a second batch. Now, the bad thing that happens with that is if it happens close to like fall time, then you'll lose your seeds that dropped for that year, because the plants will come up and they'll grow, and they won't have a chance to bloom and reseed themselves before like a frost would hit them or winter would come. So that is something that you do have to watch out for if you let your plants reseed themselves. Let them do that later on in the season. Just kind of try and time it to your to when your fall would be coming in your winter, so that hopefully they stay dormant and make it through the winter time so they can start germinating again in the spring. Now, bachelor's buttons can be sown as soon as the ground can be worked, and germination time will vary depending on how wet the soil stays, or if you get like a cold snap. And sometimes they can actually start germinating, and then a cold snap comes and it will actually kill your seedlings. Unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. So I do recommend keeping some extra seeds on hand, especially if you're growing an heirloom variety, because like these two here are going to cross. And this one here somehow got mixed in with my bachelor's buttons for my blue boys, which I didn't even realize that it did. And so those two there will definitely cross. Now, when your bachelor's buttons or your different annuals start actually producing seeds, most of the time your annuals will stop blooming. because the purpose of an annual is to come up, bloom, give seeds, and replant them as nature plants them for next year, and then most of the time the plants stop blooming and then they die. So if you want to prolong your plants and your annuals to keep blooming, go ahead and remove the spent blossoms as soon as they start fading, and wait till later on in the season before your frost would come to collect the seeds off of them, then to let the seed pods actually go and produce seeds. So that's how you collect bachelor's buttons, and I hope you enjoyed my video. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. I'll tell you when I put a new video on. You can also follow me on Twitter. I will have a link down in the description for my Twitter account. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a nice day. Bye.